Hello, Speedgaming, and welcome to Game 2 of the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Randomizer series versus happyartea and Ultimastrike. I'm joined in the booth by T. How's it going, T?
Hello, good evening. And yeah, I'm feeling great. We had a fantastic match yesterday. And off we go already. Happy Atea won yesterday by really just a tiny threat over Ultimastrike coming back with a really fast Dark King fight. And yeah, off we go. Today we have a bit of a longer seat. We will require 28 Sky Coin fragments here to be able to open the door to the Doom Fortress. And we have quite stronger partner. So, yeah, we have Ruben with Flare. We start with Kaylee. Kaylee will also get Flare at level 16, so Kaylee will be a decent choice to just keep her for the rest of the run. Tristan will have at least with the white spell at level 21, and we have Phoebe, which is looking great. White level 1, Flare level 22. Ruben will also have Flare at level 13. So the choice of the partners are looking really strong, at least Kaylee, Phoebe, and Ruben. We will probably see a switch to Phoebe if our runners stumble across her. But if not, I think they are totally fine just finishing with Kaylee here. And so we won't see probably much of a search for any partners. And just... yeah, both... As we saw yesterday, both players clearing Volcano first. We have... I don't think we found anything of much value so far. Both players roughly at the same level. And we have two towns here in the starting area, so worth checking out these first. We have Fireberg, which is always nice to find early, so you have access to seats once you get a bit of money. We have also the first Skycon fragment in Fireberg. And yeah, I don't think we saw any interesting gear found in the volcano, so that was a pretty empty volcano. And we have Winya with the 5 chests in there. Might bring us some progression or equipment at least. And yeah, we see a bit of a different approach here. Happy Atea going for the... Oh yeah, that's... At least this is with a stacked Winya of Skycoin fragments, but these are not too valuable right now. And yeah, Atea going for the battlefield for the money to cash in on the seats. Necessary Venus key completely useless. And meanwhile, Ultimastrike leaving Windia and also going for the battlefield. We'll see that it is indeed the charm battlefield and gives 1,200 gold. So yeah, all runners will have enough seats for the rest of the run right off the get-go. Ultimastrike a bit behind. Yeah, both runners probably need to go to Pazuzu's Tower yet. Next, because I don't see anything else that could give the progression we need right now. But yeah, as far as I can tell, no major finds. Do you want to know where the mask is? I don't think so. And yeah, we see another hint, but I couldn't catch it on Ultima's side.
Hey T, that looked like a flare hint, and I believe it said something about Ice Pyramid 3rd floor.
Well, that's a good news probably for Ultimastrike. Ice Pyramid is a pretty good dungeon to visit, and it doesn't really matter which floor it is. Once you have access to it, you probably full clear it. 3rd floor means it's not blocked by the bombs, at least. So we will see that.
Yeah. Ordinarily, I'd say, yep, definitely not locked by bombs. And actually, with the dungeon shuffle on, it could be locked by a claw if they have to scale the wall to get there.
Yeah.
And happyartea, doing a little bit of chivalry here, saving Norma, and I believe we saw the same thing on Ultimastrike side too. So both runners, showing basically the fairness and kindness that is the Mystic Quest randomizer here.
I mean, the run has to be verified, right?
Of course.
So both results will be legend with that, and we don't have to repeat the race afterwards because Norma was not safe. So that's good to know. And yeah, both trying to work their way through Pazuzu's tower here. We didn't have any progression so far, so that's really interesting. I think we still have only the steel sword on both main characters, and yeah, no major armor piece found, no major spell found, no coin found. So there has to be something in here, but we already saw a lot of floors. So I'm wondering what's the play. Oh, and there is River Coin floor 5. So, and I think Ultimastrike also has it already. He is a bit ahead in the progression through Pazuzu's tower. Okay. So there's a progression, but that's probably not what our runners wanted to see, because the River Cone means Fireberg area, and Fireberg area means the enemies are not too weak. And Kaylee gets Flare spell at level 16, and Flare fire rolled into fire. So no shuffle, no elemental shuffle here, and a lot of enemies in the Fireberg area are actually resistant to fire. So might not be the best, depending of course how the HP rolls are going on, but might not be the best way to go next. But if you have to do it, if you don't find the sand coin, then well, there's no other option. We also didn't see yet what dungeons we will have, or what possibilities we will have in the Fireberg area. Since both of our runners are still crawling through Pazuzu's tower, probably trying to get more options their way, in terms of weapon, in terms of coin, in terms of something. I mean, even if you find a dungeon at this point, only Steel Sword doesn't open too much, and Ultimastrike also verifies his run. We have the Alive Forest here in the Forested section too. And we see again the Doom Fortress dip here. And yeah, I talked a bit with our runners before the race, and it's they do it to check out if they have a fight in here where they can grind later on. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but I think it's an interesting approach, and we will see if it pays off. Also, happyartea checked the chest that's hidden behind the sun coin later, and he saw that that's a red chest. Ultimastrike didn't check that one, so he has to blindly check it later once he gets the sun coin. happyartea knows that it's a red chest, so he will go there too, but if you go there, then you might as well check this out too. And we have Lavadome and Fireberg in another town. It's Aquaria with two items, 2 chests here.
2 items and a possible character here. We have Tristram.
Yeah, we have Tristram. Tristram is not better than Kaylee. He has white at level 21 and that's it. So we keep Kaylee over him. Probably, as I said in the intro, Phoebe is probably the only character that will replace Kaylee here. Kaylee's pretty good overall. And yeah, we still see brawn boxes open by Artea, even though he has a ton of seats already. And yeah, Lavadome will probably be the play, because Lavadome is the dungeon that mostly doesn't require any weapons. You have some claw blocks and you have a mega grenade block in there, And depending on how it's laid out, might be a problem or not. And that's a really big problem now. Oh my god. So Atea is stuck in here now. Both character, Paralyzed, and Benjamin also pretty low level, so he's not fast enough to have a good chance of getting the runaway here. And he actually has to hope that Kaylee dies soon, because this is such a problem. It's a massive time waste, and that's what I meant when I said that the Fireberg area might not be the area they wanted to see here, because these enemies, if they roll into nasty attacks, if they roll into unfortunate high stats, they can really pin you down, and you lose so much time. And Ultimastrike just had a much better entry fight. He also is higher level, and he has the white spell now. So, we found the white spell. I didn't see that one. I had a short internet breakdown, so probably found them during that. So at least we have that one going for us. But yeah, Atea a bit behind right now because of this issue with the first fight. And Ultimastrike making progress. Cure spell, not too bad for starters, but for healing purposes you want the life spell onto Benjamin. Cure spell is nice, and it's also pretty good for out of battle healing, but for in battle purposes you usually prefer the life spell. And another issue for Atea in the fight with the Gargoyles and the ninjas, and oh, that's a pretty big hit, 600 damage. Wow, that's dangerous.
So T, I think we got Artea basically trying to take a few battles here to get some levels. Ultima is just trying to clear the map as fast as he can, and he's already found both an Aegis shield and a sand coin. So he has access now to pretty much the entire map.
Yeah, and seeing one of the claw blocks here on Ultima's side, probably he will be done with the lava dome very soon, because there won't be any more rooms to go. He has 2 more entries to check, but yeah, as I said, we have 2 claw blocks in the lava dome. And here we have the room with the Maker Grenade block, and we find an axe, and it's a good one. It's a giant axe. Aegis shield, pretty good. Atea will find it too. Hopefully he won't have any more problems. There is the other claw block. And yeah, I think that's it with the lava dome. As you said, sand coin on both players now means everything is open, and time to leave lava dome for Ultimastrike, while Atea is still doing his last checks here. And now we have actually a chance to see some route divergence. So far it has been pretty linear for both players, but now they have options, and we might see some differences to be made. Atea probably feels a bit behind after his fights have gone pretty wrong in the lava dome. And Ultimastrike, here we see the first interesting route choice. Ultimastrike heading right into a live forest.
So Ultimastrike did scout this earlier. He saw that red chest available to him once he got an axe. And so it looks like he'll probably be clearing out the floor part of a live forest at least, to make sure that the 3 checks that he has available to him, he clears out.
Yeah, and depending on the layout of the tree, you can also get pretty far into the tree without the floor. He has a sword to open up the doors in there, so that might be helpful, but we run immediately into a claw block there. Atea finishing up lava dome. I think he's done now too. And yeah, Ultimastrike leaving a live forest. So this live forest dip is always a bit risky, because the backtracking when you run into this immediate block, now he scouts a bit. We saw Ice Pyramid there in the nice Aquarius section, so vanilla Ice Pyramid. Yeah, when you run and when you do these live forest dips and you don't have exit yet, they are costly, and we might see this as a chance to catch up for Artea, because so far he just collects his item in Doom Fortress or Basement of Focus Tower. It's just a mask, unfortunately, but this dip into the forest was a bit costly. The backtrack time is pretty long without the exit spell, so Artea caught back up quite a bit.
And Ultima trading in Kaylee for Ruben now. Ruben is online already with a flare spell at level 13. So that might be what Ultimastrike is hoping to get through here.
Yeah, he's 2 levels away. Well, he was 2 levels away from Kaylee being online. So I don't know. Kaylee already had the Quake book, so a bit of AoE damage was available for her, and the axe attack is pretty good for the Aquaria section here. Will one-shot basically every enemy in here, so the 1-2 punch of Kaylee's axe and white spell, or even just the white spell from Benjamin, should be enough for every enemy in here. So I don't know if that's the best choice to make, but Ruben is pretty solid. You can also go with Ruben into the ducking fight. That's no issue at all. He will do his thing. He will do his this damage. It won't be as big of damage as Kaylee would do, but it's okay, and he is reasonably fast. So nothing wrong with Ruben here, but Kaylee would be as fine as. Yeah, now we see the mentioned 1-2 punch, but you don't even need the 1-2 punch, actually. White will kill every enemy in here in this dungeon. And we get a bomb in the first room of the Ice Pyramid, and we get the first claw block. So the bomb doesn't help in the Ice Pyramid at all, unless you have the claw too. Can't fall down there. So we need to find the claw on top of the bomb to be able to full clear this dungeon. But even without it, we can clear a lot of it, unless the top rooms are blocked by the claw room that we just saw on Artea's side.
And Ultima finding his flare spell on the 3rd floor that he hinted for earlier, so he's fully online pretty much with Benjamin.
You're right. He scouted that one, I think, too. He also has the arrow spell, which is nice, because especially on when you don't have that many seats, then having the arrow spell is actually pretty convenient, because it's a really strong black magic spell, and you have a lot more spell slots on these. And yeah, Ultimastrike also finding floor 4, and that means he can clear most of the dungeon. He finds the Moon Helmet and the Mega Grenade. Well, the Mega Grenade is also super good for killing enemies in the Aquaria section. So no problems at all here anymore. And well, that was probably not the best idea, just to throw a bomb onto 3 Sphinxes, but he will get through there. It will take a bit of additional time, but he will get through. We won't see these insane loops that Artea had in the Lava Dome here. The enemies are too weak for that, but yeah, you still should do probably a white spell or a flare spell to kill off these enemies. Sunrock and Axe don't help us at all. 2 more chests up in the 5th floor here at the top of the Ice Pyramid. And we get another one, and we have 1 more red chest behind the claw here.
Oh, that's an unfortunate fall on Ultima's side. Actually, oh, did he already go all the way up and drop down? No, he didn't.
Yeah, he cleared the top floor. So yeah, what you can do in the top floor is you can actually where you land in the 4th floor depends on where you drop down here. If you drop down here on the right side, of the 5th floor, then you will also land on the right side of the 4th floor. So this way you can actually save a bit of walking around, but you can also do it like Artea does and skip the big chest room and go up immediately and then clear it when you fall down there. Both is fine. When you clear it first, then you should always try to fall down on the right side of the 5th floor, so you don't have to take the big U-turn to walk around. And yeah, I think both runners are done with Ice Pyramid for now. They cleared all they could. And now we have to go to the window area, I fear. And yeah, we have both runners at level 10 and 11. That's not too bad, but also not great to kill these window enemies. Hopefully no one gets stuck in a fight again. But level 4 is also a really nice find. Because now we have a claw. Wow, Dragon Claw and level 4. Really good find for our runners. Venus Shield not so helpful anymore. And we find exit. So this level 4 and both runners take it. So no real advantages. Yeah, all of our claws were here, so great. It's always you always think, what the fuck, when you find all these weapons of one kind at the same place, basically. So we have 2 claws here at level 4. That's not what you like to see, because it means if you don't get there for some reason, then you are at a really big disadvantage. And we find the last claw in Foresta, which is next to it.
They literally found all their claws, all 3 claws in the same 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's, as I said, that's not what you want to see. Because it means you have to go there, or you're in a really bad position, especially for an important weapon like the claw. And we also find Phoebe, and yeah, no second sword here on Ultima's side.
And life.
And life, yeah. So I also think Ultima, or both runners, already have the Cupid Locket. They found it somewhere.
A Cupid Locket?
No? Oh god, maybe I'm mixing things up with yesterday, but I think we had the Cupid Locket already, but I'm not sure. Well, at least both of them are pretty well equipped for the Dark King fight already. They have Phoebe, they have Flare, they have Aegis Shield and Moon Helmet. It's reasonable to go with that. So, but we like a bit of Skycoin fragments, so there will be more exploration necessary, definitely. And Phoebe starts with the White Spell here. Her White Spell is really powerful because the magic stat is so high. And she will also get Flare at level 22, so I think level 22 is reasonable to aim for the Dark King fight. So I think we will see it on both players this time. And yeah, both are actually neck to neck so far, so it really comes down to mechanics, small decisions in the fights, taking fights or not. I think having Phoebe now and having the equipment we have, it will be interesting where these players decide to do their fights to grab some experience. This Bone Dungeon probably isn't a bad place for it. So even if these enemies don't block your way, you might want to take 1 or 2 fights in here just to get a bit extra experience. Maybe not the Thanatos fight, but Skeletons or the birds or the worms here. The worms are probably also not so great because they can have the oozes in their formation. But the frogs are also not too strong but give a lot of experience. So they are options, but so far none of these runners is going for that. And yeah, we have the heal spell on Ultima's side. Not really important anymore. Life spell already found by both players, so it's nice to heal poison or blind in between battles if these statuses occur to you, but it's a minor thing. And yeah, we have the Robot check now from Ultima. And we will definitely need to see another dungeon. And we have Ice Pyramid done, we have Bone Dungeon done. With the Wake Water now, I think on both characters, both players too. And we see the Worm fight on Artea's side. As I said, Worm's maybe not the best fight you want to take because he got lucky with the formation, but you can also have the Ooze in there. And the Ooze has the Reflect on it, which makes it a bit harder to kill. And yeah, Ultima goes right for the tree again, because yeah, he was blocked out by the claw last time we checked it. And yeah, it's the last big dungeon we didn't dip at all so far. So probably not a bad idea since we still lack a lot of fragments.
So T, I have a question for you. We're in a live forest, we're in Giant Tree right now. We know both runners are probably gonna full clear this tree. There's not gonna be enough fragments to get them to 28, unless every brown chest is a fragment.
Yeah, definitely not. And we already saw that a lot of checks were
brown boxes, yeah. So where on your priority list would be clearing Lava Dome to get backdoor or turning in the Wake Water to get access to Wintry Cave?
I think Wintry Cave is the next option here, because Lava Dome, we, if my mind serves me correctly here, I think in Lava Dome we opened up most of the big rooms. So the big chest rooms mostly were cleared already. So we have a few checks left in Lava Dome, but it's not enough probably to get over the line unless you're only missing like 1 or 2 fragments. So I think unless they really get up to 26 or 25 here in the tree, then it should be Wintry Cave. There are quite a few checks in there, so we will probably see that. The good thing about this,
we see Ultima here with about 21 fragments now.
Yeah, it might, if it works out, he might get to these numbers I just mentioned. So then we might see Lava Dome. But yeah, he also has most checks done now in the tree, so there won't be much more available for him. Artea is a bit behind, but not by far, and nothing that Battle RNG in Doom Fortress can't solve.
Oh, and one thing to note is when we do make that climb up the gauntlet in Doom Castle, Stone rode into silence resistance.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, we had this discussion in an earlier race. I think I had it with Ultimastrike. And yeah, most bosses are immune to a lot of statuses, but apparently silence is not among them. So most bosses are not immune to silence, which is a bit crazy. But since silence doesn't work at all, nobody probably will ever realize it unless he plays the randomizer and has the statuses mixed up. And yeah, when Stone rolls into silence, or silence rolls into Stone, better to be more precise, then we have this situation where you can actually one-shot the bosses with the petrification proc from the claw, from the dragon claw. And yeah, we already had seen this. I don't know which race it was, but it actually made a difference. We had a pretty tough zoo fight, and it was just one shot by the claw that time.
Okay, so we do have Ultimastrike here in Lava Dome now, probably looking for the 2 walls that he has to climb with the claw in order to get access to the different rooms and a few chests.
Yeah, this here was the first claw block, and
yep.
No item behind the mega grenade there. This tunnel, and which rooms are left? Ah, this one. This is a quite a nice room. 4 checks. One
Four
is red.
checks, yep.
One is red already. 2 more are to be seen. And yeah, Atea is also at 22. I think Ultimastrike should be around the same number. Yeah, 24 already. Wow, that might get... So Lavador might get him over the line, but might be close. So let's see if this one is the Sky Fragment. At this point, you just want to find Sky Fragments. I mean, Gaia Armor would also be great, but it's a Fire Spell. You don't want to see the Fire Spell. Ever. Like, ever. Oh, we also didn't have the Gold Room yet, so that's also pretty nice. But it appears to be completely empty. So that's not very nice for Ultimastrike. Because Atea... No, Atea goes for the Aquaria. No, he goes for the Mine. Yeah, that's also
I think he's
nice
going for
play.
Mine.
Yeah,
We haven't
Mine.
seen this play yet.
Yeah, it's a good play. You can also defeat these enemies in the mine if the mine is vanilla, which means in the Firebrook area. Then you have the vanilla enemies of the dungeon. So the mummies and the skeletons here are really easy to beat with the white spell from Phoebe, and they give a decent amount of experience, roughly 1k vanilla, which will translate into 4k in the randomizer here. So it's a really nice place to grab some levels without having to waste a lot of time for the fights, because it's a one-shot fight without the enemies taking a turn. And that's much better actually than doing a fight that gives you the double amount of experience but takes several turns from enemies and then several turns from your characters, and maybe even a full battle, several full battle rounds. Like you try to grind with Phantoms and Doom Fortress, and they are a bit rougher. So I would like to see some grinding in the mine here, but I think both runners are happy with their levels and don't think they need any more experience, as it seems. I mean, it's a close race, so... And
it is a very close race.
And we had a very close race yesterday too, so it can make a difference, taking 1 or 2 unnecessary fights because the bosses in Doom Fortress rolled a bit lower this time, and then you might just lose because of that. So it's always dance on the knife's edge. How much XP do you take? And how many corners are you trying to cut here? 24 Skycoin fragments on Atea's side. And yeah, both players go for the Wintry Cave play now. And we get some seeds from Phoebe. Nice, thank you, Phoebe. And we see... And 25 on Ultima, yeah. So he has an advantage of 1 once he catches up with the chest opens from Atea. Might make actually a big difference here, depending on what we find. Elixir, no, that's not helpful. Okay, now it's getting interesting. We saw that the back chest here, the Blizzard chest, is a red chest, so might be another fragment. No, it's the Apollo helm. That's not helpful. And now both players are thinking. Now both players are starting to think. Wait a minute. What didn't I check yet? Where can I actually grab something? And I'm wondering myself where that should be. And now it's...
So I'm thinking I would definitely, if I have Windia access, which Artea does, I'd probably at least make a path, open the path for the boat, and that might be his next play.
Yeah, he does it. Atea already going for the boat play here. He just starts looking for the teleporter too. This is not the teleporter, but it's the life temple, and it has Kaylee. Well, don't need her anymore.
Yeah. Ultima, on the other hand, is going to go back to Ice Pyramid. There are 5 chests available, 4 from the drop down from the top floor, and 1. There's 2, but we know that one of them is a red chest because we scouted it already. On the ledge.
And there is the ice golem chest. So yeah, right, 5. You had that included already. Yeah, exactly. We have 5 chests unknown and 1 guaranteed red chest here. Still available, and a bit of experience from the Sphinxes. Not too bad. Fight them. And he also had what? Wow! He also had this room open. Right, we didn't have a claw when we were here, so this was also still open. Gaia armor, really good find. And unfortunately for Ultimastrike, Artea is right on his tail here, and will probably find it too.
And a Mobius crest, so we have some options again.
Yeah, right. We are pretty short. We were pretty short on crests here. Only had the Gemini one. And Artea so far skips the other way that was blocked by the claw. Goes right for the basement. So if Artea misses to find the Gaia armor, this might be a big disadvantage. Oh, no item in the basement. That's unfortunate for our runners. And it might increase the head scratching of both of them. Item behind Ice Golem, we will definitely fight that one. We have Flare on Benjamin, so that's a super easy fight. Probably a one-turn fight. Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
This late in the game and this high in the count, any red chest is a go for it.
Yeah. And Ice Golem is one of the 3 Pazuzu. All the 4 major bosses, you can look behind them. For Hydra, you might need to reset because you will start the fight when you try to look behind it. The other 3, you can always just look behind it and decide if you want to go for the fight. In Pazuzu's case, most of the time you will skip him even if he defends the red chest. And there's also always this one door in the tree, which is randomized, of course, in this flag set, that is blocked by Ghidra. And in some cases might lead to something. And yeah, now Ultimastrike does the right thing here, checks all the teleporters. We have all these tree rooms that are from the vanilla live forest accessible through the teleporters. We have some temples like the light temple there, accessible through the teleporters, which have chests. So it's a good choice to do it now, because he only needs one more fragment, and it's here, and that's it.
And there it is.
There it is. Ultima going with a pretty big advantage into Doom Fortress. Artea is nowhere to be seen around Doom Fortress right now. So with the setup Ultima has, Phoebe will get to level 22. I'm pretty sure of that. Even without an additional fight here. And then he has a really strong setup going into the Dark King fight. And then, yeah, this should be enough to get us to game 3. Unless really bad things happening. No caster course. Well, and yeah, our good friend Skull's Rex also is not immune to silence. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Most bosses won't be immune to silence. I didn't check all of them. I checked Zoo that one time, and I think most other bosses are not immune to it too. Meanwhile, Artea grabbing the fire spell, not happy with that find. While Ultimastrike is going through Doom Fortress, but unfortunately he misses his claw attack. He has exit, so he could also just exit them out, but he wants the experience from the bosses to make sure Phoebe gets to the levels you want to. Well, wait a second. Maybe Stone Golem even is immune to silence. West Stone Golem. Let me check that one right quickly. Nope, he's not immune, so he's just unfortunate. It's just a bit of bad luck, but it should be enough, even with exiting those two bosses, to get to level 22. With the 4 times experience multiplier, you get so much experience from these fights. But he plays it safe. Maybe that... Nah, it won't bring him up to level 23. He will have level 22 for the zoo fight, though. But I don't think it makes a big difference.
Generally on the climb, you can count on getting at least 2 levels, and if you're really low, a 3rd one.
Yeah, that's exactly that. He goes for the petrification procs here. Not the worst idea, but yeah. Artea still not at the necessary Skycoin fragment count, unfortunately. Still looking for these fragments. And Ultimastrike not getting the procs he wants to. Now he just goes for the nukes. Maybe his goal also was to get Phoebe to level 23, but I don't think that will be enough. To get the shield for her, which gives her good resistances and a speed bonus. And yeah, Artea still lacking 2 fragments. Goes for the Mount Gale play now. That already looks a bit desperate, unfortunately. So first chest is not an item. And yeah, Ultimastrike already in the zoo fight. Goes for the white spell because the Chimera is resistant to fire. And yeah, gets the proc. Gets the proc, and that's it. And yeah, we also get to see the AoE glitch or bug. When you actually kill an enemy with a petrification proc, the game freaks out a bit and doesn't calculate the AoE damage correctly for the remaining enemies. So it will still think that there are 3 enemies or 2 enemies there, even though you just killed one. And that might make it a bit difficult to clear them out if they have lots of HP and you want to follow up, like Ultimastrike tried to. But it's just a minor thing. So Artea has his fragments now. He goes for the Doom Fortress 2, but the advantage from Ultima is pretty big. He's already in 2nd phase. Already in 3rd phase. Wow. Short ducking fight. That's not a good sign for happyartea to catch up here.
It is not, but they don't call Dark King the ultimate equalizer for nothing.
Okay, we have 1 free attack here in the 3rd phase. We have a 2nd basically free attack. That's not a hard ducking. We have a wind attack, which both party members are resistant to. Yeah, it looks really good for Ultimastrike. I didn't see an attack so far that could turn the tides. And he has pretty low HP, already in the 4th phase. Drain attack. Okay, Drain oftentimes crits. And Phoebe doesn't have a shield, which makes her immune to Drain attacks. And so the Drain attack is kinda strong. Our Sleep also not the worst status in the game. Because you get snapped out of it by any damage. And done. Wow. That was a free ducking. And it means Ultimastrike just wins. GG to Ultimastrike. We go to game 3. And I'm actually not sure if we do it right away. Or if we play at another day. Let me check this with the runners. No. No. Ah, Sunday. Alright. Then I will try to invite our runners. Our Ultimastrike already joined us. Really cool. Maybe Artea gets in here too. Yeah, you can move. Meanwhile, Artea makes his way through the Doom Fortress bosses. We saw them already, they are not that dangerous this time. Also ducking. Also, we saw ducking is not that strong this time. And we have Ultimastrike already joining us here. GG, congratulations to the set win today. Equalizing the match 1-1. How do you feel?
Well, I feel pretty great about it. Not so much about the seed, though.
Yeah, we see here the last turns of Artea taking on Dark King. And yeah, apparently he has Sky Attack in the 2nd phase, but the 2nd phase was so short for you that we didn't even manage to see it. So, how did you said you were not so happy with the seed? What are your what didn't you like? What made you say this?
It's how spread the shards were. Because not only early on, we don't have bombs, we don't have a claw, we don't have an axe. Like, we don't have a bunch of our tools. And the fact that P Tower was nearly barren was kind of concerning, because all you had was River Coin and P Tower. But it's a good thing I did that gold battlefield to grab the seeds early, because what was also up there, I think, was white. And that allowed you to do River Coin at Fireberg area without too much issue. Thankfully, the Fireberg enemies rolled low, because otherwise I probably would be in trouble.
Yeah, talking about trouble, because Artea, who is just finishing his run too, so we are 3.5 minutes behind. GG to Artea 2, I hope he can join us very shortly. Talking about trouble in Fireberg, Artea fell a bit behind already in Lava Dome because he had some issues with the first fight, getting both characters paralyzed in that fight. So it's always hard going into Fireberg area, or at least dangerous going into the Fireberg area early. You progressed pretty smoothly, so despite all these issues with the spreading of the weapons and spreading of the shards, I think that's an issue. That's the thing both runners have, so both players always have to deal with. How did you feel behind or ahead while progressing through the seed here?
What the heck? Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Headset was being weird. But as to answer your question, is this about Lava Dome in particular, or just the scene?
Or general. Lava Domes, I think it started with Lava Dome, so yeah, progressing through the rest too. How did you feel? Did you feel, well, I'm progressing smoothly, should be close or ahead, or did you feel stressed out at that point?
Okay, so going Lava Dome first was typically the only place we could check. And I think it wasn't until like towards the middle of Lava Dome we found Sand Coin and Sun Coin. So at that point it was a matter of maybe you should back out. But considering we don't have exit yet, that was all the way over in Windia. We had a route divergence we could possibly do between Sand Coin and Sun Coin. I chose Sand Coin. If I was also talking with Artea about this, if Artea had gone Sun Coin instead, where Exit, Phoebe, Locket was also down there too. Like, if Artea had gone that way, I would have been way behind. Because that is where your route divergence can happen and where things can be done. Because when two players go different places, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, especially in this fact set where it can be really punishing to just go not for the place where the exit spell is, and then you're falling behind just naturally and without even realizing it until you find it. Didn't happen this time. You pretty much went the same way most of the time. You were always a bit ahead. Waiting for Artea to come up here right now. So let's talk about tomorrow. Both of you had a strong showing, I think, in both matches so far. What can we expect tomorrow?
Well,
Also, hi Artea.
Hey Artea.
Hello. Well, GG. Great game.
GG. Hey Artea. What got you hung up? Because I heard from T up here that you got paralyzed over in Lava Dome. I didn't even see paralyzed on those enemies because I wired them out.
On Lava Dome, I went there kind of early, but I expect that you did as well.
I did, yeah, because it was the only way we could go. There wasn't anything else.
The vampires. The vampires had paralyzed. So I had to reset out of that. They also had Stone Gaze, so they Stone Ban, they paralyzed Kylie that I had then, and they were just chipping at her with 40 damage moves here and there, and was like, oh, well, okay, that will not do. I will not wait for another minute for that fight to finish. So, yeah.
What level were you?
I was 5 or 6, something like that.
I was at 7.
I just didn't see before, so I reset. I seeded first, and it was alright afterwards. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the extra level helped me outspeed the vampires, I suppose, because that was a gen fight too, or mini gen,
or just the seed. I mean, since I had not seeded out before, I didn't have a white available, if I remember correctly. So
you did have white going in there.
I'm pretty sure I did. Not sure.
Yeah, I thought you did.
You had.
I'm pretty sure I have.
So, Artea, how did you feel after this first fight in the Lava Dome? Because it took still quite a bit of time to get through there. Did you feel behind? Did you feel, oh man, what do I do now? Where do I cut these corners to get back into it?
To be honest, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I've been stuck on some fights here and there more than that. What really kept me is how every kind of gamble I took seemed not to pay off. The shards, where were them? I mean, I have no idea except maybe for both having 10 of them. I have no idea where they were.
Actually,
And
we don't know either. I was wondering too. After you both cleared, I think it was the tree. I was also sitting here wondering. Well, we still need 6 to 8 more charts. Where are they? What do we do now? I think the boat should be loaded with them, but yeah, both of you managed to scratch them together. Going into Doom Fortress then, what were your thoughts? Were thinking, well, it's probably lost after you got these 28 shots at here?
yeah, I mean, I knew at that point that I was behind. I was certain that I was behind. And well, there's not much you can do. I mean, I remember thinking to myself while I was going up Doom Castle, oh well, I just didn't get that one, so we'll have a game 3, that's fine. I think I was against Golem or Hydra that I saw Ultima finish, and I mean, there were no surprises there. To be honest, there were absolutely no surprises. I ran around so much, it's kind of baffling how much I had to run around for scrubbing just some little shards here and there, extremely sparse. I had kind of the point of, okay, at some point I thought they are probably there's some on boats, so I'll try to get the way to boat open and all, but I noticed at that point that I didn't have either Libra or Mobius Crest. So I was like, there's so little chances that the boat is behind only the Gemini. It's pretty behind Libra, and so I just gave up on the boat and tried to figure out where to get my shards here and there instead.
So, tomorrow, deciding match. What can we expect from you, Ultima?
Well, I did say we'd take this to game 3. Even if it was a bit of luck involved with the shard hunt me and Artea had. Okay, so game 1 and game 2 are actually not very easy seeds if you think about it. Because I think game 1, there was a whole thing about trying to find Phoebe or making do with Ruben. And there was also level grinding involved. So there were some difficulties on having to manage without like a proper exit for a bit, as well as not having all your wizard spells on deck. Especially with Ben not having the best magic in the world. In game 2, it was mostly like shard hunting, considering the fact that these shards were just everywhere. Not used to having them outside of these very, very condensed areas with all these checks. Instead, they're in these small, minute places, such as in the Crest, or even in your, even in like I think I didn't even bother check Mount Gale, even if it was just up there as a simple check. But it's still very, very good times, I think, from both of us just to manage to get through these seeds, as difficult as they are. If we get another difficult seed, then we'll see how that goes. Artea, what do you think on that one? Because it's been interesting.
Well, personally, I do like difficult seeds, so I'd take a game 3 like that. I'm sure that it was pretty exciting for the viewers as well. I see that we're kind of pressed on time, so we'll see each other again tomorrow. I hope we'll give another great show and possibly another hard seed. I'll want to thank SGL for hosting us, as well as the trackers, attacks, as well as the commentary. Thanks again, and I'll see you all later.
Okay. And I think we are really happy to see a game 3 out of you two fantastic runners. We still don't have our semi-finalists in this match here. We will decide that tomorrow. I think 6 p.m. Eastern time again. And I hope you guys will be there. I will try to be there. And then hopefully for another great match. Have a nice and have a good night. Have a nice evening wherever you are. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.